Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
This is Candace Owens' opening monologue from today.
I know all you guys want to know what happened during my meeting with Erika, so here it goes. We met in Nashville because I didn't want to fly anywhere and have my plane shut down by Israel, so I told her to come here instead. She gets here, and first thing she does is she gives me some homemade cookies. And I'm like, bitch, I ain't eating those poison chocolate chip cookies. She tried to poison me. Anyway, I'm still alive after almost dying from the poisoned Israeli cookies, and we start talking. Then, you're not going to believe what happened next.
What's up,
the waiter asks us if we want something to drink, but he's wearing the Star of David. So I'm like, I ain't about to drink no poisons lemonade from you,
Smart,
you
Candace.
Mossad agent.
Smart.
So anyway, I almost die again from Israeli lemonade poisoning. And Erika is like, I'll just have some water, please, which is obviously code for, you better kill this bitch right now.
Oh,
am I right?
Damn.
So we talk, and she tells me I'm acting crazy or whatever. So I asked her to show me pictures of her of when she was younger. And she's like, why? So I'm like, oh my God, she doesn't have any. So I just discovered she's actually a man, and I'm now talking to this man who is probably an Israeli spy sent here to kill me. So
that makes sense.
I get up, I go to the bathroom, I dig a hole under the shitter like El Chapo, and I finally made it back to tell you guys the story and get paid millions by YouTube to keep you guys stupid and against Trump and Turning Point.
What's up, Ricky Ballyho?
Because I'm just a piece of shit like that. Anyway, thank you for your views, retards.
Well, friends, obviously that wasn't the actual monologue. Let's go to the actual monologue from today. Fooled you. Fooled you. Is this thing on? Is this thing on?
Tucker Carlson.
Holy AI. Or was it, says woke, conspiracy?
Okay, everybody, Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat
Shalom to everybody back at home. Happy Hanukkah to our greatest friends and allies. And, you know, this is a good time to mention that Israel does have a right to defend itself. Tucker Carlson is Adolf Hitler. And TikTok does need to be purchased by the Mossad. It's just how I'm feeling today. I am not different. Maybe you are different.
She's been bought. She got the call.
To Candace.
She got the call, guys. Okay, Dome, you tell me when we don't want to watch anymore. We got sex bots waiting to come in here. Do I need to move myself again? Candace does not make this very streamer friendly.
Okay, you guys are crazy. You guys are absolutely crazy. The amount of people who attacked me for sending out a tweet being like, hey, I'm good, I'm alive. We had a very productive conversation. And they were like, she got the call. She got the call. She's betrayed us. She's doing something else. I can't believe it. This has all just been a show. Calm down, okay? What do you think happened? Well, Erika said, stop. And then I was frozen for 4 hours and 30 minutes, just like, as I just put all of these talking points
really needed to
my
stream
head.
it
that is not what happened.
and
I
video
keep telling
it.
you guys, I am not governable. I am basically akin to Kanye West. I never felt more seen than when he tweeted a lot of years ago, just fired my manager because I realized I can't be managed. That is me. That tweet right there, I was like, oh gosh. Yes, Kanye, that I get this.
Who the hell is Kanye West?
Nobody is changing their mind anything. How ridiculous would it have been if I'm doing all of this, investigating, asking all of these questions, and then Erika Kirk offers to answer some of these questions, and I'm like, no, I'm not going to go. I can't.
That's literally what you just did a week ago. Oh my God. That's literally what she just did a week ago. She said she couldn't go to the TPUSA event and they were going to have this whole thing yesterday and we were going to stream it.
I can't betray the people. I don't want any answers to the questions. I just want to ask them. No, this is the entire reason we are doing this. We've been looking at the situation going, why can't Turning Point USA just answer basic questions? And I can tell
Gave
you guys
you the chance
that
to do it yesterday.
For 4 hours and 30 minutes, there were no rules. They said you could say,
Oh
you
my
could ask
God,
us
I'm
any
losing my
question that you
mind
want,
with this
anything that's on your
drama.
mind, which I appreciated. And some of you guys are thinking, who is they? Who is they? It's the Jews, obviously. Just kidding. It's Justin Strife. Justin Strife was in the room. It was just Justin Strife and Erika. George joined me just for the beginning portion of the conversation because he had that thing going on that I told you on the 15th all day. He was in a conference. And then I brought my cousin Mia.
Drama, says Finno.
I just bring her there for vibes. I think it just confuses people. They're like, I don't understand what's this person doing here. And the reality is she's like always just listening to Cardi B music. But
Who the
she's
hell
my
is
cousin,
Cardi
and I always
B?
have her around. And so that was it. She was kind of sitting a little bit away, but at the table it was really just the four of us until George left. And I will be honest, I did not know what to expect going into the room. I did not know if they were going to be open. I didn't know what Erika's energy was going to be like. If it was going to
geez, I don't know, lady. You've just been saying that she was the one that killed her husband this whole time. I don't know what the energy was going to be like. God.
be more of an argument, if there was going to be legal threats. You guys were telling me not to drink water, so I didn't drink water. Well, I brought my own water, but I didn't drink that water too. It was a lot. There's a lot going on, okay? And the conversation started with Justin Strife very sensibly saying, what are we looking to accomplish here?
Yeah.
What is the actual aim?
I've been wondering that for these 3 months. Welcome in, Cad Ballyho. She ain't so cute anymore, says Cad.
Of this conversation. And he was pretty clear, and Erika was very clear, that they were sort of most upset with what obviously a bit of a fever pitch, what I tweeted, that it was a God-forsaken company and people should not give money to it. And I have to own that. That's aggressive. That is actually aggressive in the retrospect. I was very frustrated. And I don't know, I felt like we weren't getting any answers and there were so many lies. And then I was getting attacked for asking all meaningful questions that was within their capacity to answer. And I told you, I definitely, my problem in life is that I can rise to anger very quickly. I shared with
Lala says she didn't say she killed her husband. I know that, Lala. I know that. I myself am being dramatic. I'm getting into the drama. Okay, what do you want from me?
And that I really felt.
I think I might go get a weave.
For telling the truth from the very beginning, like casually, when I mentioned the Catholicism thing, like what was that about? I was like, look, I say something in a tribute to him. Alex Clark and Andrew Colvett then jump onto a podcast and they're doing that weird interview, which is clearly aimed at me. And they've teased the interview. It's like aimed at me, but they never say my name. And that to me felt like it was the first, I don't know, the first bit of mud that was slung, which their answer for that was, hey, that was a really crazy time. A new system had to be put into place. And by no means did Erika give any person the authority to go out and say that the Catholicism thing was a lie. It kind of turned into this big thing. Whatever. Okay, that kind of obviously was not the meat of the reason that we wanted to sit down. I will say I was immediately refreshed by the fact that one of the first things that Erika did was she owned the lies, or rather, I guess they would cage it as miscommunications that were coming from various.
See, this is why we needed to do this live, man. We can't do she said, I said.
People at the company, like, look, this is a company with 650 people that are employed. Everybody at this time is exceedingly emotional and they are communicating. And no matter what somebody says on Twitter, they assume that this communication has come down from management, and that's not always a circumstance. But they owned right away, which felt great, that if you guys recall, Erika sat down with Glenn Beck. I actually missed this portion because I didn't get to watch the interview in its entirety, and we were pulling clips because a lot was coming out very quickly. But there was a portion that was going around that was viral, and it was Erika saying that she had Charlie's phone and that Charlie never texted anybody the night before saying that he thought that they were going to kill him. And that obviously reflected poorly on me because I was the one who said that he did, in fact, text multiple people the night before. And Then I went on Jimmy Dore on Friday, Jimmy Dore's show,
Pardon me.
I clarified. I said, Andrew Colvett told me specifically that he was one of the people that received this text message. So I got that first person. I didn't get that from a source. I got that directly from Andrew Colvett. And then somebody who had access to Dan Flood's communications said that Dan Flood similarly received a text message. They owned that right away and explained. Erika said that she has Charlie's phone. She's looking at his iMessages. And it turns out that he, like everybody else, communicates on Signal. He communicates on Telegram. And that those when she heard me say that, they then went and looked. And yes, that what I said was true. Andrew Colvett received a message.
Can we see screenshots of this then? We're at the point now that if things are true and we're proving that they're true, I would also like to see that they're true.
The night before, and Dan Flood received a message the night before. Now, they asked me if I had actually like a concrete a copy of what Dan Flood got the night before, and I said no. Somebody told me what it said, which was almost exactly what Andrew said, which is they're going to kill me. Andrew did not know who they were, that he was referring to were, but they clarified that the message that
Arms says, before we know it, Candace and Erika will be Thelma and Louise, says Aram. Driving off the Grand Canyon together. Girl, it's you and me.
Dan Flood received said the left is going to kill me. So I can't confirm that one way or the other. I have to trust them on that because I did not see that concrete message. I was told that it said they. Now, obviously, we discussed the moment, and I'm laughing here because you TikTokers are actually out of control. You guys are going to be the reason that Israel gets TikTok because you guys are acting a fool all the time. And the videos were so hilarious of you guys mocking the Barry Weiss interview. It's great. It's good to laugh at ourselves. And Barry Weiss is always worth laughing at. But I was sort of like, hey, I felt name checked by the podcaster, Candace Owens, this obvious setup, and then asking me to stop. And it's interesting to hear Erika say that the reason she didn't ask me to stop in the beginning because she was actually learning things from the show. She was actually learning things, and that I think she similarly
I'd like to
felt
get that on the
Barry
record
Weiss
too.
was trying to create a moment. Obviously, it's who Barry Weiss is. It's the Zionist lobby. She's trying to right perceived wrongs because I'm against her side. That does not surprise me. That's kind of why Barry Weiss exists. That's the reason they put her at CBS, is because she's just committed to stacking the audience with people that are going to present the pro-Israel cause and talk about anti-Semitism and talk about like crime being on the rise. It's kind of an embarrassment.
Elite Number Finno says, you see what I'm saying, right? She's not asking who killed Charlie Kirk now. Everything is different, says Finno. Everything is different. I mean, I haven't been watching. The only Candace Owens that I've been watching is what we watch on the Dome, and we've only kind of been paying attention to this story for the last, I'd say, 2 weeks when it's gotten to the point of, hey, TPUSA major event is coming. Maybe we should be paying attention to this. Maybe we should try to either we got to do something before the event goes live, because if they don't go live and they don't like come with some kind of finality, some kind of period in this story before that event happens, there's a possibility for like protesters in the crowd. There's a possibility that like that whole event goes a little weird, which we'll be live streaming. We love chaos.
But I actually do accept that. And I should also clarify that Barry Weiss obviously picked those questions. They were not random, like I told you. It wasn't like people were coming to the mic and it was an open mic and they didn't know what they were going to get. It was all very much planned by Barry. But Erika said that she knew the general idea, like they were going to mention me and mention the conspiracies, but she was not given that specific.
Can we hear her okay?
Candace Owens question. So I think that's fair to clear that up. Now, I did not at all recant any of my suspicions, and I understand people disagree with me about particular people at Turning Point USA. I communicated what I communicated in front of the whole world. I my skin crawled after I spoke to Terrell Farnsworth, the person who took the cameras down. He lied to me several times. I explained to them, which felt good to have that direct communication, how Terrell lied multiple times.
See, this is weird.
And
that part is weird.
I did not understand why he was there that day. They echoed what he said. They defended what he said, that they were trying something new that day, that they typically live stream, which is what Terrell said. They typically live stream. And I said, every college event. Well, they said, well, yeah, they live stream the events that are tour stops, but they don't live stream like the outside prove me wrong type events. And that was something that was new, and it required Terrell. And I said, even if that was all real, if that was all true, I still didn't feel good about the conversation that I had with Terrell. And I can't ignore my gut about the many little lies that he told. I thought the video he recorded was weird. I know he comes from a very powerful family. I personally do not trust him. And
I don't know about any of that, but I do know that it is weird that that dude was able to go into a crime scene literally 5 minutes after something happened and take out an RFD chip or whatever the fuck those things are called from the camera, the memory card, and touch things inside of there. Like, why is that your first instinct to go and do that? So I'll give her that.
Do not like the fact that I said, Tyler Boyer lied about this thing and came up with an excuse and said, well, Terrell was asked to take the camera down. That's the reason, he said on Twitter.
Asked by who?
Because the police wanted him to take it down and secure the footage. And I said, I know that's not true. And they said, well, after all of that.
Can we see the footage?
Yeah. After he took the cameras down, there was a police officer or Fed, whoever it was, that spoke to him and asked him to secure the footage. Well, that makes sense, but it's not a reason for why he took it down immediately. It makes sense that as you're investigating, you're going to say, who's got the footage? Let's lock it down. But it didn't make sense to me that Tyler Boyer lied about it. And I don't trust Tyler Boyer. And that is never going to change. Similarly with Rob McCoy. He makes my skin crawl. I can't explain it. I look at him and he's a bad person, and nobody can make me feel one way or the other about that. I was surprised to learn, and this kind of gets into, I guess, us not knowing the inner work.
Again, this is not fair. This is not fair journalism. Like, Candace Owens had an opportunity to go to TPUSA yesterday, have these conversations with the people on live air, confront them on live air, and these same people have the opportunity. This is such a fucking mess.
At Turning Point
it
USA,
makes me so pissed
that
off.
Rob McCoy actually does not work with Turning Point USA in any capacity whatsoever. And so him communicating as he has done, like, I'm the pastor, I'm this, I'm that, it's just not real. Like, that is not real. And we should know that that's not real. And when he says that, call him out on that separately from Turning Point USA. I was operating under the assumption that he worked for Turning Point USA. And I said, if obviously that's wrong, I'm happy to correct that.
Am I wrong? Does this piss you off? Please put a 1 inside the chat if this whole situation of this week pisses you off. I'm looking for the back row domers as well.
But also, what were we to assume when he hit the stage at the memorial and said, I'm America's pastor, and then had the Wikipedia updated and said, well, I'm assuming he had it updated because who else would do that he started Turning Point USA Faith. So I guess, to be clear, we were just wrong about that. And I will have a lot more to say about Rob McCoy and where I believe he fits into a lot of things.
6 months later.
So I'm not letting up on that. Now, one piece of this where I still don't understand it, and the magic bullet. Okay. Now, we all recall what happened. I casually say on the show, hey, I saw the footage. There was no blood. And honestly, when I said it, I didn't process how big of a deal that was with the 30-06. Very quickly, what happens is Andrew Colvett whips up this tweet about what happened with the bullet, and he said he wanted to address all of the discussion that was being had about the online chatter. I'm obviously paraphrasing here. He says, I apologize. It's going to get graphic, but he spoke with the surgeon. The bullet should have gone through. The surgeon then explained that what he's typically seen on these wounds, and basically this was all a miracle. Charlie saved lives, even in death. And the internet clocked it, this miracle, the healthy bone.
Sharon's here, says she had 320,000 people watching this on YouTube today with her That's a crazy amount of concurrent viewers, my friends.
His bone was so healthy. And
That's
and the density was so
unbelievable.
impressive. Like, this is a quote, by the way. His bone was so healthy. I want to read it. This is allegedly from a surgeon. Quote, his bone was so healthy and the density was so impressive that he's like the man of steel. It should have gone through and through. It likely would have killed those standing behind him too. And we were just like, eek. That kind of was like the beginning of the
What's up, Sen Ballyho?
WTF, right? I feel like that was kind of the beginning of it. And immediately people in the comments responded to Andrew, and he said, this individual said, this post is so fake as it would violate HIPAA. Like, there's patient privacy. You can't just call up the surgeon. And then Andrew Colbert replies and says, rest assured, I would not have posted without full permission. Now, he said he spoke to the surgeon, and they confirmed that Andrew spoke to the surgeon, but that they did not know that he was going to write that tweet. They did not know that he called up the surgeon. So, like, it very much came across to me like Andrew was just flying by the seat of his pants. I don't know. Like, he was just flying dark on me. And I was like, that seems very strange to me, because why would a surgeon do that? Like, the first thing the surgeon should say is, I can't speak to you. I don't even know, in theory, Andrew wasn't even there when Charlie died. I don't even know why the surgeon even knows this guy, actually. Maybe he hung around after, but, you know, Andrew was not one of the people that got into the hospital or anything like that. So this is quite literally the PR guy who's calling the surgeon. And so that just seems very inappropriate for a person to do, period. And I would say it was kind of the beginning, but that was what I got from that. Now, obviously, we discussed the security. I brought up Brian Harpole, this interview with Sean Ryan, and I think we can believe Turning Point when they say that they did not approve of this. They had no idea he was going on Sean Ryan. I think that's pretty clear. I don't believe he works there anymore. So that was kind of him just getting out there. And
Willis joined us, Ballyho Willis. Willis says the president is live right now. It's interesting. Oh, the Hanukkah celebration?
Perhaps trying to rescue his own reputation. And I think that only made his reputation worse, actually, because people rightfully sensed that he wasn't telling the truth in that interview, that he was being cagey, that he was saying things that didn't make any sense. Again, you constantly have these people that believe, like Brian Harpole, that with enough performance, he can sit down and you're just going to convince people that this is real. And this is just a different time. Like I said, these TikTokers are out of control. They will check you in 4 seconds.
Bornstein.
Things that, the biggest piece of this that I want to communicate, and that I did communicate to them, and I hope that they took me seriously on this, or rather that they take my strong advice on this. I said, one of the reasons why I really want to sit down is because I want to walk out of here and feel confident saying to my audience, hey, like, there's stuff going on behind the scenes, but Tyler Robinson shot Charlie Kirk. Like, that more will come out, but you can take it from me that this is what happened. I was looking to achieve that because there's been a lot of signaling from various people, some people who are experts, some people who have been involved in cases, that there's obviously going to be stuff that the public does not have access to. And so it is at least plausible that they have seen very clear footage that we've been asking for of Tyler Robinson getting up there and taking the shot. Like, they have access to UVU camera. So I was hoping to hear that. And I said that I want to hear why people feel so confident at Turning Point USA that Tyler Robinson is the guy. And
did we hear that?
They elected to call the lawyer, like, you know, their lawyer who is involved in this case, one of the lawyers that's involved in this case. There's always a team of lawyers, especially for something like this.
I mean, the fact that we didn't record this is a fucking disaster.
Did not make me feel that Tyler Robinson shot Charlie Kirk. It did not make me feel confident that he didn't or did shoot Charlie Kirk. I was very surprised by this. He spoke a very long time. I asked, you know, can you share with me what it is? And I said, when you share this with me, I will not say what that thing is. That's what if we want to protect the integrity of the case. I'm not gonna, if you say we've got the footage of him taking a shot, I promise I won't say that to the audience, but I will communicate to them that you have something that is solid. And no, to the exact contrary, this guy effectively said, not effectively.
Can I ask you something, Finno? And can I ask you something, Finno? And if you're comfortable being straightforward, I do want you to be straightforward with us, my man. Finno has been a guy following this for a while. And I don't want to mischaracterize Finno's following of this, but are you happy with any of this right now? I think Finno was or is a believer in Candace Owens. Hey, and I don't know. I watch the world from a 40,000 foot view, guys. I'm just trying to figure these things out the same way as you guys. Are you happy with any of this right now, Finno?
He said that they have nothing but the affidavit. Okay, so what we have seen is what they have. What is being discussed publicly, this whole non-expert problem with well, you don't know. It's what you read, his messages that don't have any dates on it, Tyler Robinson writing out everything and the clean alibi. That's what they have. And what he explained to me was that that's the affidavit stage. That's where it's at. And then what takes place now is the investigation is ongoing, right? So right now they're looking for
Elite Number Finno says, I'm not happy she sold herself out to
more information. And
says Finno.
Once investigators, they could very well have obviously footage, and that is why they might feel that, we're definitely gonna get this prosecution. But the reality is they don't actually share that information with the victim. They don't share that information with Erika. They don't, in this part of the process, they will not know what investigators have discovered. This is what the lawyer told me until May. Okay. They have not seen anything that you have not seen, is what I want you to know. So with that in mind, I'm sitting here going, why are you signaling? Why do I feel like the public's being gaslit on this? There's been nothing that's convincing. There are so many commentators who have gone out and said to you, it's overwhelming. The evidence is overwhelming. The text messages that don't have a date, that don't even sound real, that's overwhelming. That to me feels really fake and gay. I really do want to say that to every commentator that is out there trying to tell the public and insisting that if you say it enough times it'll become real, you're actually just being dishonest. And I offered that a more honest way to communicate would be to say, we think he's involved. We feel strongly. I've said that. I think he's involved. We are very hopeful that throughout this investigation, we are going to get that concrete thing. And that's where we're at right now. That's just the stage that
I'm laughing at the gaslight.
That is not what we're getting
comment
from them. That is I just feel like that's really important. Like, to let you guys know, let the gaslighting stop. They have what you have.
Yes,
okay?
let's let the gaslighting
stop,
please.
Stage. Erika has been named as the victim. They will know more in this May hearing, which is the probable cause hearing. That's what the lawyer told me. It's probable cause hearing. And that's when they will see the evidence. That's when they get to present the evidence, why they are going to stand there before a judge and be like, yes, we need to move this forward. It's not just an affidavit. We're not pulling together scraps. We have concrete evidence. Until then, okay, until we all get on the same page and understand what else they have, I am very
until then, it's definitely Israel.
Of all of my, I guess, well-paid peers in that I don't believe that Tyler Robinson pulled the trigger. And what I also said to them,
oh my God Almighty!
And I said this in front of the lawyer because I don't know why I'm like this. I was like, you might need a new lawyer. I was like, and I said this, Robinson pulled the trigger. Well-paid peers in that I don't believe that Tyler Robinson pulled the trigger. And
then if we don't believe that, why is Candace Owens not saying that Tyler Robinson should be freed from jail or this trial should not be happening? If that's what she believes, she needs to go that next step further.
What I also said to them was, and I said this in front of the lawyer because I don't know why I'm like this. I was like, you might need a new lawyer. I was like, because this person's trying to sell to you that this is solid.
They should have recorded this.
That me and my husband
what a disaster.
Is that if you have a lawyer that tells you you're 100% going to win.
This is a disaster for Candace Owens too. Everyone should have said, "Let's record it. Let's go live." Like they were, like we were trying to do. Like I thought was going to happen.
Very clear that you're going to win. You need to
so frustrating right now.
Yeah, that's a cheerleader. That's not a lawyer. A lawyer, even if you should 100% win, should be telling you the risks here. You know, I feel good about this case. Like, let me talk real to you. I feel good about this case, but here's where things could go wrong. I want you to understand those risks that are
It's
involved.
all hearsay now, Lala. Exactly.
We don't have that yet. And especially given what I told them, which is your lawyers, or the investigators rather, not their lawyers, because they're not the ones investigating. It's the state of Utah that's investigating. They have not called the one solitary person, as I told you guys, who filmed as he was on the roof. Remember the guy that's like, oh, there's somebody on the roof, and he sees him crouched down. I said, I spoke to that person, and his testimony would be devastating to your prosecution. He saw the person on the roof. He filmed the person on the roof at 12:23 p.m. and he did not see that person take the shot. And this is not some random student. This is a guy who trains people to shoot guns at a range. He knows guns, okay? He said what he saw was a smaller gun. He said that this person was dressed in black tactical gear and there was no recoil.
Yes, I saw.
That's devastating.
I saw this footage.
That would
footage
be devastating
is
to the prosecution. And yet, investigators haven't reached out. Now, they offered back, well, maybe they haven't reached out because they have an even clearer video. And that's true. That's actually a good rebuttal. They're like, we don't even have to talk to this guy because the video will speak for itself, and we saw what we saw. Okay, but wouldn't you still want to speak to the other guy so you could prepare?
I think we're good. Are we good? Are we good? We heard from Turning Point. We heard from Candace Owens. I am beyond frustrated about this. And who are we? Who are we to be frustrated? We're just a dude in a hat and a great mustache. But we're just a dude in a hat with a live stream of people that like to watch the world at a 40,000-foot view. Oh, dear God almighty. Soap opera, says a campfire starter. Finno says we are not good. Well, I mean, I know we are not good, but I mean watching Candace Owens from today. Do we want to go in for a little bit of Trump speech, or do we want to let's screw it. Let's go in for a little bit of the Trump speech. Do I dare? I don't want to get lost in the Trump speech. I'd rather have a major palate cleanser and just watch about sex robots right now. Where's my sex bots? Yeah. I mean, let's have a major palate cleanser. You're right. I did promise. Thank you, Woke. Thank you for barely talking me into it, because it's actually what I wanted to do. Robots. Okay, sex box. Our main event. Welcome to the Dome.